Guys, this is Brian Mounts. I run Turf Mechanic, and today I'm going to be doing like one of the most stealth ninja techniques I've ever done to my lawn. It's December 2nd right now. I have never applied anything to my lawn in December before, but this year things are a little bit different. The weather is weirdly warm right now, and we've had almost a week straight of nothing but blue skies. My lawn hasn't gone dormant. It's teetering on the edge of it, but it's not dormant. So I might as well take advantage of the situation. What I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be using this soluble mycorrhiza. I'm going to be putting it in water in solution, sticking it into my hose and sprayer, and I'm going to be spraying this on the lawn. The point of applying this to the lawn right now is that I want mycorrhiza fungi to colonize the root systems of my grass. Now, I could very easily wait until spring or the end of winter when I core aerate the lawn, but right now my lawn isn't growing, but it's not dormant. The soil isn't anywhere close to frozen, and the root systems of my grass are completely active at this moment in time. Mycorrhiza, the way that it works is that it goes down, it gets into the soil, goes down to the root system. It's actually spores. We're talking, these are the spores of mycorrhiza. Mycorrhiza is a fungi. It's a beneficial fungi that forms symbiotic relationships with plants, grass in this case. When the mycorrhiza spores encounter root systems, they attach to the root systems and inoculate them. For those of you Star Trek fans, it's kind of like the Borg inoculating the humans. But in this sense, it's beneficial. The mycorrhiza at that point colonizes the entire root mass underground and essentially extends its reach. So as sun comes and hits the grass, it creates the carbohydrates necessary for grass to grow or stay alive. And the excess carbohydrates go into the root system and feed the mycorrhiza fungi, which is living underground. And in return, the mycorrhiza fungi extend the reach of the root systems of your grass plants so that they can access extra nutrition that is deeper down or harder for the root systems of your grass to just grab and use. Let's call it like that.
What does he in there?
You want to take a look? What's that look like?
It looks like soil.
It kind of looks like soil.
Did you add soap in there?
I added this in there.
Only that?
That's mycorrhiza. That's a fungus, like a mushroom. Not exactly a mushroom, but it's a fungus.
So you use this to pick that up and put it in here?
That's right. And we're gonna spray it on the line.
Yeah, and
with
then,
the hose.
Yeah, and then it's finally complete.
And then it's finally complete. Okay, you want to shake it?
Yeah. It's too hard.
Careful, careful. Yeah. All right. Mycorrhiza is part of my root development strategy, which I am revamping. I'm going to put a link down in the description below if you're interested in developing the greatest root system you possibly can in your grass, which is going to be great for those times that you don't want to over fertilize your lawn, and especially in the summer when you don't want to overwater your lawn, but you don't want your lawn to go dormant because of lack of water. Typically, the best time to apply mycorrhiza to the lawn is after you core aerate, because it does nothing to the grass when it's just top dressed on top. It really needs to be watered in, gotten into the soil, and find its way down to the root zone of your grass. It only becomes active once it bonds with the root system of your grass. Considering the fact that my soil is not frozen right now, this can still happen. My soil is not dry as it typically is in the summer. It's loose, it's soft. Because we're going through freeze and thaw cycles this time of year, it's going to easily make it down into the lawn, so long as I can water it in. Now, because I'm going to water it in, I'm going to apply something else to the lawn that I never do. I'm going to be putting down Ironite. Again, because I've got blue skies right now and the lawn isn't dormant, it's cold enough that it's not really growing, but it's not going brown yet because it's got plenty of sun, and our freezing temperatures are not cold enough to offset our bright, sunny, warm days. And by warm, I'm talking, it's about 45 degrees right now. Average soil temperatures right now for the course of a 24-hour stretch are about 40 to 41 degrees, depending on how cold it gets at night. So at this point, we are really teetering on the edge of going dormant, but my next 10-day forecast shows 6 more days in the mid-40s, and 7 of those days are completely sunny skies. So I've got to assume that this lawn is going to stay looking exactly the way it is for at least another week.
I do like how it smells.
Does it smell good?
Yeah.
What's it smell like?
It smells like chocolate.
It smells like chocolate. I don't know about that. Ironite.
I want to touch it.
No, I don't want you touching it. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this, the iron, that's going to support the photosynthesis process and help keep green in the lawn and help it create more chlorophyll, more carbohydrates that the root system can suck down out of the leaf and then attach itself to the mycorrhiza that hopefully starts colonizing within the next week or so. Like I said before, you would typically put down mycorrhiza fungi. The best possible scenario is putting it down in the spring and the early fall, both times directly after you core aerate the lawn. But this is a pretty good third time of the year in my opinion, but only if your weather supports it. The colonization of mycorrhiza fungi in the lawn is going to take, in the best of scenarios, a couple months. So the way that I look at this is if I can get this down into the root zone of my grass now, I've got 3.5 months or so before spring starts popping its head out. That'll be plenty of time to colonize new species of mycorrhiza in my lawn. Now, there's roughly, I don't know what the exact number is, let's call it 400. There's roughly 400 different species of mycorrhiza, and each species is going to create symbiotic relationships with your grass systems. But each one is going to do different things and going to improve your lawn's performance in different ways. So even though you probably already have some mycorrhizal activity in your lawn already, it's very unlikely that you have a wide smorgasbord, so to speak, of mycorrhizal species in your lawn. What I'm putting down here is a product, and I don't have any association with this product. This is just one that was locally available at my local garden store. There's roughly 20 different species of mycorrhiza fungi in here. I have no clue what is already active in my lawn, but most likely I'm going to be adding to the diversity of mycorrhizal activity in my lawn space so that by springtime I'll have new associations, new relationships established that is going to help my lawn perform better next year. As always, I'm not telling you to do any of this stuff. This is stuff that I have never done before. Ironite, I have never applied to my lawn before at all. I've done liquid iron, which is my preferred product, but since I have to water this in, I might as well use this because this is also something that has to be watered in deeply as well. If I apply a liquid iron, it's basically a foliar application, and you don't want to water that in deeply after you apply it to the grass blades because it's going to all go off of the grass blades. This needs to be watered in deep to get down into the root zone as well, because a granular iron product gets absorbed by the roots and it needs to be watered in, otherwise it's going to oxidize if it's sitting on top of the soil surface. So I haven't received substantial rainfall here or snowfall really in about 3 weeks. We've had a tiny bit of drizzling over the past few weeks or so, and I haven't watered my lawn substantially, I think, since around November 5th, which is almost a full month ago. The lawn is not dry, but it's definitely not saturated. So this is a good time to put stuff down before snowpack ever starts coming, because it's not in my forecast anytime soon. Before I go and throw the granular stuff in the spreader and deal with this is a soluble product. So you can buy this as a granule to spread around. Usually they're packaged in small things to kind of mix into potting soil for gardeners and for potting plants, potted plants. This is a soluble. And the reason I'm using this right here is because the granule stuff is so small that it's almost impossible. I don't know exactly how I would spread it through a traditional spreader. I would have to use like sand or something as a medium, a delivery system. And I'm not interested in putting sand down on the lawn right now or any other delivery mechanism for the granular stuff. Soluble is the way to go. if you still have a hose out and things aren't frozen. And quite honestly, if things are frozen anyway, it's not the time to put this down. Because my Ortho hose-in sprayer here is small compared to a backpack sprayer or even a handheld sprayer jug, which I've already cleaned out, I don't want to bust them out and use them again. I'm going to have to go and mix up a few batches of this and do parts of my yard at a time. So if you're using one of these, you're going to have to keep that in mind. You can only put so much of this in there. The dilution rate is somewhat important depending on the soluble powder that you're using. This particular bag is recommending that I do 2 teaspoons for every 1,000 milliliters, but that only covers a very small portion of my lawn. So I'm gonna have to do a good number of mixes just to get it across the lawn. I had to turn on the irrigation system just to get the Ironite watered in. I forgot how much water it takes to get granular iron into the ground. I lost sunlight yesterday, so now it's December 3rd. I'm going to finish doing the application to the rest of the lawn. I feel fortunate that I've got good weather like this to be able to be outside in the yard doing stuff like this. Honestly, I wish I wasn't out here. I would rather have winter weather and snowpack, but you know, I can't change the weather, so I make the best of it. I'm going to go ahead and leave you with an after shot a few days later after the iron takes effect. You can kind of see what it's going to look like. What you're seeing on the screen is somewhere around 3 to 4 days from now, somewhere around December 6th or 7th. I don't know what it looks like yet because I can't see the future. But for those of you still watching and those of you who care, I am planning on waking my lawn up from winter dormancy, or at least the majority of my lawn, in February. That's a little bit earlier than natural. I did this to a portion of my lawn in February of 2021. Most people did not see that video because I was a tiny YouTuber back then. Make sure to watch the video. It's linked right up here. Here's my coffee. It's linked right up here. It's a pretty cool video, if you ask me. And it'll probably get your juices flowing, making you think about spring before winter's even over. Thanks for watching.